bring you another video and talk a bit about why there's been no videos really on the car, apart from a few quick clips here and there, and about the other video, which obviously wasn't me and clearly wasn't meant to be posted, but somebody was at my house and used my iPad and my nephew. So that's that part of the video. Looks like he wants to be a YouTuber as well. Just probably fooling around, but you never know with kids. But yeah, I thought I'd talk about this thing, which we've all seen before on the channel, the car, about the plans for this year. What do I plan to go drifting still this year? Which the answer is yes. There's another car that will be on the channel. It's going to be a Skyline that I don't think that any other big YouTuber's done. And it'll involve a car that was only made in Japan and Australia, to my knowledge. There might be a few in the UK and that now that have been imported. But yeah, it's Japanese, it's Nissan of course. That's what I like my RBs and that. And this is going to have an RB in it. And it's going to be like daily. Does that mean it's going to be something boring? Definitely not. I don't do boring. And I don't plan on ever doing something boring. Should we talk about Skyline? Yeah, let's talk about the 33. Now, as a lot of you probably know by now, I've been having a lot of issues with the car. One is because of this. Don't drop it. This thing. That's a MAF. MAF's airflow sensor. Airflow meter, whatever you want to call it. Now, the problem wasn't the part. It was the wrong MAF. Wrong part, wrong MAF. That's an NA MAF for Series 2. Now, you're thinking, why would you do that? Well, I got told it was a turbo MAF when I bought it, so that's irritating. There was an issue with the wiring, with the MAF wiring part. We fixed that, so I got a new plug-in MAF now, which is a turbo MAF. Solved one issue. Had to do the timing belt before the first event I did last year. First time drifting with the turbo motor. Fixed the timing. Car was fine. I never fixed the timing. Got the car running at the track. Missed half the day, but it ran fine for the first session. Towards the end of the first session, started to break up a bit. Second session, after the car had cooled down for a bit, took it out. Ran alright for the first half of the session. Started bucking like a bull towards the end. Third session, go out. It's bucking every now and again at the start. Halfway through the session, spin out and the car dies. It won't turn back on. Apparently the ignition fuse went, but it didn't go, it didn't blow. Just had to take it out, put it back in, the car started. Now, it's only the key angle sensors off. I know the timing marks are alright, because I would have really bent a valve by now if the timing were off. So, once the car's timed again, I should be hitting an event 24th Feb. Really like to try and get the car in a more reliable state, which I believe we'll be able to do. And do a few other things with the car. Now, where would this car like to be end goal? There isn't really an end goal for this car. I've had this car for 3 years now and I'm only turning 20 this year. Well, I'll be 4 years in September that I would have owned this car. Now, a little bit of backstory on this car. It was an NA auto car, Series 1, 94. And now, at first it had a turbo gearbox put in it, drifted NA with an open diff for the first 3 events. Welded diff. It's It's got a half cage that's CAMS approved. Now, it's got a SAS bucket seat, which I'm going to go to a Cup Corbo bucket seat. Exetti heavy duty clutch is in it at the moment, which I'm going to go to an extreme 5-putt clutch if this one doesn't hold the turbo power. It's got a high float RB25 internals turbo, but then it's got an RB20 front housing on it. It's supposed to help it spool a bit better, but hard to tell timing being off. Runs about 10 pound of boost, but I've running at 15 first event last year, and ever since I got the turbo math in, boost has dropped. So, not sure what that's about, but who knows. Now, there's no boost controller on it. It's only got an oil pressure gauge and a boost gauge at the moment. I do have a Defi Pro that I plan on getting wide in. Well, I'd like to have it wide in before the first event this year, but if you've ever been drifting before, you really know what that's like. The rush of events. I'm going to try getting alignment done on the car for the first time since I've owned it, believe it or not. And soon getting an ECU for it. Now, where do I plan on going with the YouTube thing still? I really like making YouTube videos. Well, before I was really shy and that, when I got older. Apparently I used to be the life of the party when I was younger. So, does that mean I plan on doing YouTube full time? Yes, I'd love to. I'd really, really love to get this car to a show car, drift car. A lot like Adam LZ does in America with his Cream S13. I do want to get this painted Midnight Purple 3, which is the R34 colour, but not keep it factory Midnight Purple 3, if that makes sense. I'd like to put a little bit of flake in it, make it a one-off colour, so if you see this car, it'll be like that. But these are all pipe dreams, because obviously money is where it's key. I'd like this car to be around 300 kilowatts, be a good number for drifting, but 260 for the first tune with standard internals. It's pretty safe, just injectors and fuel pump, which this has already got a Walbro 255 in it. It's got adjustable lower control arms in that in the front, and it's got adjustable caster arms in the front as well, and obviously and rear camber arms at the moment. That's it. And front tank coilovers and max speeding rod rears, basic ones, but I'm going to swap them over to adjustable max speeding rods in the rear. I really should stop saying as much. There should be a full cage this year, hopefully, if I can get it to a mate's house. He's just got to buy the steel. He's going to weld it up for me. Going to go to an electric power steering pump in that. I'm going to actually show you how to put that into a Skyline if anybody has one. Well, I'm not going to show you. I'm going to get somebody who knows what they're actually doing to show you. Use an Astra power steering pump. So hopefully I don't have steering issues, because if you don't know, I've drifted this car for about 3 or 4 events without power steering. It's also one of the reasons that I really hurt my wrist and it's never came back from. Now, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment, like feedback from you guys. Helps me focus on things. If you want to know anything about the 33 Skylines in general, please let me know. Skyline's been my dream car since I was like 2 or 3. Dream car is a 34, of course, but 33's a close second now. Alright guys, this is Nuno saying peace out, have a good day.